Hey guys. So the the title and the thumbnail of the video probably pulled you in. So I want to make sure I make a couple of things really quick, really clear at the very start of this. No, I am not quitting making content permanently. No, I'm not going to stop making PSO2 videos. No, I'm not going to quit streaming. These things are still going to happen. However, there are some things we need to talk about. So if those of you guys who saw this pop up on the channel and were freaked out or concerned that we were done, or maybe you've been wishing for my downfall and you were looking to celebrate, um, in either situation, don't have to be concerned about that. This is for the people that follow my content more on like a daily basis. Those of you guys who show up, start of the streams, hang out when we're just chatting or watching videos or reacting to stuff. And then, those of you guys who, pop into every single video and comment something or just show up. This video is for you guys. Everyone else who's just looking for the information or just wants to make sure I'm still making content, that is still happening. You don't have to worry about that. So for the rest of you guys, you're probably wondering what is this video about? What's going on? What's up? So some of you guys probably know, I did take a bit of time off, starting, I want to say last Thursday. I want to say it's Thursday or Friday, one of those 2 days. I stopped streaming, making videos, everything. I just stopped for a second. And if we're being perfectly honest, I've been going through some stuff. I've been really feeling my best. I've had some issues with like motivation and a couple of other things. And I was pretty close to like actually completely quitting basically everything. And it requires a bit of a story to kind of understand. And as you guys know, I tend to yap. So this is the time we're going to yap. And apologies, this isn't, fully scripted. I'm just kind of talking at you guys right now. So if we go back to August of last year, I believe it was August 20th, I want to say, after 9 years of working for Apple as a advisor, as a technical support advisor, ending at a senior technical support advisor, my boss fired me. I was fired due to issues with attendance that broke down to about 45 minutes of missed time. That's the kind of end all be all of that process itself. There's more to it than that. However, that is essentially what ended up happening. Again, there's a lot more in between on that story. I just don't want to harp on it or anything along those lines. Just kind of stick to the facts and kind of how things worked out. So that is what happened. And at that time I decided, you know what, I've wanted for a very long time to jump into the full-time space and really kind of, put my hand or put my, I don't know what the, what the proper idiom here is in this situation, but try my hand at full-time content creation. So I made a bit of an investment in both my sets and skulls or setups and my skulls and just try to tackle this thing hardcore. Starting things off, it was more about daily streams, pushing more content out there. I actually got assistance with an editor as well. Cry, you guys have probably seen her on the channel, who helped me with editing for quite some time now, actually. He's taking the month off right now, but he's been basically helping me for quite a few months that I've been paying him to edit behind the scenes. And I got a couple of people to help out with things of moderation. Also, those of you guys who apply to be mods, and I didn't get around to it, I apologize. Something I do want to get it back into as well. This is part of what we're going to talk about here today, but there's not really an excuse for that, and I do apologize. I'm sorry, never got around to those. So the really big first kind of like blow I want to say to all of this was me doing my first ever marathon. I worked pretty consistently for the past 15 years almost at this point. Always had a job that I held down no matter what the situation was. So marathons really weren't ever really in the cards for me. I didn't really take vacations. We took time off, but it was for like major gaming events or major things that were going on in life. So that's really the only times that we took time off. So a marathon wasn't really a thing I could do. And in the effort of transparency, during that marathon, we did make quite a bit, and it was actually a pretty lucrative time. But what I learned from a content creation standpoint is we probably saw some of the lowest average viewership I've seen across my channel since starting, essentially. It was extraordinarily discouraging. It was really difficult to know that being there more often caused people to show up less. And it could stem from a lot of different things, realistically speaking. I know I have a very, 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 I'm trying to think of the word exactly. Um, I have a very pronounced opinion on things. And I'm very passionate about what I talk about. And for some people, they're really not a big fan of that. It doesn't really translate well. And I'm not going to make that their problem. That's my problem. If I want someone to listen to me, I have to think about how I speak. So that's something that's on me and it's something I've always carried. So, that could be part of it. It could be that, what I was doing during the marathon really people didn't care about. And to be perfectly honest, my channel really kind of popped off when PSO2 came overseas. Um, I was one of the only people doing this content. I was one of the few people that really knew about it, like really, really knew about it. Granted, there were plenty of others that came into the space, and no offense to anyone else, but most of them came and left. They got what they needed to get out of the space itself, and whether it is their feelings on the game itself, or they felt that they had grown to where they could grow to and moved on to something else, those people have come and gone, and I don't see them anymore. Hopefully things go well for them, but out of everyone in the space, I remained. So when we went to do a marathon, and I expected, like, yeah, we're around more often. We can grind, we can farm, and things like that. And I saw like such a huge drop off in like the average people that would even hang out during those times. It was pretty discouraging, and it kind of soured my entire situation for my marathon overall. It became less about hanging out with you guys as much as possible, which is what I really wanted the marathon to be about. And it became more about like just kind of getting through the days. Like eventually I sort of just capped it out and just let it run through its course. I had a lot of fun, with what we did during that time frame, and there's still things I have to do from that marathon that I will be doing, but it just didn't really hit the same. And that's kind of like the first big blow to this entire process that was kind of difficult. Moving forward, we kind of just slowed down a lot of what's been going on. I mean, PSO2 is not in its best space, but I'll be honest, and this isn't like, people always like to look at this as kind of like a coping thing, but this is a standard Phantasy Star kind of cycle. This is the end of episode 4 cycle. This is the end of episode 5 cycle. This is the pre-episode 6 cycle, which I said end of episode 5, but like there was a huge valley between those two things. This is JP's end of episode 6 before NGS cycle. They do this thing where it's kind of like almost deadened in between before they really kind of have something that they actually want to showcase and give a reason to actually show up and log in. And until then, everything feels kind of pointless. And yeah, I'm at this point, after going through it with PSU, PSP, Phantasy Star Portable, Portable to Infinity, heck, going through it in PSO2, it's kind of just par for the course. So my misgivings of the game aside, which I'll talk about in a different video, my misgivings of the game aside, I'm pretty much used to this cycle itself. So it was probably mostly bad timing in that situation, but there's a lot of other things that popped up. Things like Monster Hunter, things like other games in the mix that like really we had time to put into that just didn't work out. And a lot of it was just me getting discouraged. Some things worked really well, like some Monster Hunter videos popped off pretty awesomely, and I enjoyed those a lot. But outside of those moments, like I lost a lot of drive to really push the way I used to beforehand. And I honestly, this isn't me saying like, hey, a lot of things in these things didn't work and it's your fault. This is kind of just setting up what I kind of wanted to talk about to begin all of this. And to be honest, I realized I lost a lot of that drive because I lost a lot of the reason why I started doing this in the first place. The reason I even started making content to begin with is because no one made that content. It was content that I wanted to see, that I was looking for, that I couldn't really find. That's part of why I did it. I mean, if you guys think about the interview series, the class interview series, that was something that like no one had done before. And I was looking for something like that. I didn't see it, so I did it myself. It's one of those situations where a lot of what I did was just things either I wanted to see or things I needed at the time. And somewhere down the line, I stopped doing things for that reason. I started doing things because I just wanted to show everyone. I wanted to share with you guys. And as much as like I enjoy that, that's not really what people came to my channel for. And that, like, that realization was probably one of the most demotivating things of all time, because it became less about like, dude, I want to share this really cool thing with you that I like, and more about like, if I wasn't bringing you something different or new or interesting, like no one really cared. And that that's hard. Like, that's really difficult, but that's something like every content creator deals with. You have to separate that life, that between what you want to do and then what you feel like you need to do. So effective as of April 7th, 2025. And the reason behind this entire video and the title, as well as the thumbnail, is I am quitting full-time content creation. Not quitting content creation, just going back into the workforce. I gotta provide for my family. I have to take care of things. And realistically speaking, this just isn't doing it for me. Now, granted, I haven't given it a lot of time. It's been less than a year. It's been a few months. Well, it's been more than a few months, but it's been less than a year. I know people have tried and worked a lot harder over longer periods of time to get where they need to go. But the reality of the situation itself is, and I have to be real with you guys, I can't wait much longer. Like, I can't. I cannot afford to wait much longer. There are things that need to be done, and there are things that I have to do. So I wanted to be upfront with you guys. I wanted to be honest with you guys and let you know exactly what's going on, because it's going to cause a bit of a shift. If I suddenly, take up a 9 to 5 out of nowhere and you guys just have way less streams and way less content on the channel, then you're gonna be like, what's going on? Granted, I haven't had anything for the past couple days, so is it really gonna be that different? But it's just, it's part of that process. So regardless of that fact, I did want to go ahead and mention a few other things that aren't going to be the same as before, because alongside of that whole, I have kind of lost that reason I wanted to make content. I really kind of wanted to find that again. And one thing I really enjoy, one thing I enjoy to just be a part of and to watch, is I enjoy just playthroughs in general. I enjoy Let's Play content. Even though YouTube, Let's Play YouTube is basically dead, that's the type of content that I consume every single day. Games that I don't have time to sit down and play while I'm doing something else, that's what's playing in the background. And when I'm listening to, when I'm watching, and when I'm involved with, like, those are the things I check out and the things I like the most. So I had a channel that I was pretty much dedicating Chrono's Corner to, kind of like my VOD uploads and my long form playthroughs, that I'm just going to dedicate to my playthroughs in general. I don't want to have it be something that I kind of piggyback on the small successes that I've had in the PSO2 space to try to push this and make it work. While I could post this on my original channel, I feel like a separation there is not a bad thing. Now, I do want to still post PSO2 related content and Sega related content to my main channel. Things like, of course, our weekly update videos, our videos where we cover different weapons, which, don't worry, the Legend Dios weapon damage comparison is coming. I will get that taken care of. Along with, some other videos, things of that sort. I have some plans for, some more tutorial-esque style videos and guide style videos that'll be set up here in the near future. But I want to get back to the reason why I enjoyed making content, and that a lot of that's going to be playthrough related stuff. Now, as far as the streams and everything else goes, by the time this video goes live, the plan is that I should be live within the next 15 to 20 minutes. I don't know how long. Okay, I'm just checking. I was checking the recording time. I don't know how long this video is right now, but I should be live by the time this video ends, assuming you watched it when it went up. The idea is that I'm gonna start going live each morning. Yeah, we're gonna, our usual morning, brush your teeth, take care of the important stuff, and then we're gonna go live. And I'm gonna hang out and talk with you guys. We'll chat a bit. We'll go over our usual simple mail. If you're not aware of what that is, I'm gonna plug my Discord out of nowhere, because my Discord's so much fun. I enjoy Discord so much, to be perfectly honest, that anytime I can get you guys involved, I would love to. But I have this section. If we pull that up here, one second. I have this section in Discord that I've got that, and I know this, and I don't know if I can actually click this, Seb, you're killing me. But I have this section in Discord that you guys can basically post things for us to react to and for us to check out. And I go through this every single day on stream, and I don't want to not do that anymore. Like, this is probably one of my favorite parts of the day. I really enjoy going through a lot of this stuff, checking out what you guys are seeing online and all that good stuff. Like, just being a part of the community for a little bit, just for a second, right? And just absorbing that information. Plus it keeps it out of the middle of like the streams. And after doing something like this, pretty much just default to my usual daily routine. I usually knock out all of my gotcha dailies that I'm going to be doing if I do any of those, and updates. And then after that's done, the pivot's going to start happening where those streams are just going to end. They're going to be shorter. It's probably going to be more of like maybe a 2 to 4 hour thing at most, a bit more focused. And while I'm not working yet, that's what's going to get dedicated to like my actual YouTube time. And I'm going to put time into getting those recordings taken care of, whether it be something PSO2 needs to be sorted out, whether it be something that I'm working on, like right now, recording for Xenoblade Chronicles X. That's the time that's gonna be dedicated towards doing that. I'll also be able to take care of my IRL things I need to throughout the day. And then after that's done, after those recordings are taken care of, those editing is finished, those uploads are done, that content is all handled over in the Chrono Corner channel, then we might come back for updated content. Yeah, then we might come back for, more updated or specific things like challenges. For example, I have 4 different swords only accounts across 4 different gacha games, that there are challenges in each of those games that realistically I have never put that much time into completing, that I would love to just do a stream where we try to see if we can complete it with the characters that we have, whether it be Genshin. Genshin's getting a hard sidebar by the way right now after everything that happened, but whether it be Wuthering Waves or ZZZ or HSR is probably over there with Genshin right now, or PGR, whether it be any of those games where they have all these different challenges I can work on. I want to do and just dedicate streams to doing things like that. It's gonna be a bit more focused. It's gonna be a little bit less chaotic than our usual streams are. I feel like those are gonna be a lot more fun, and it's still going to be something that we can do occasionally. They'll be a lot more announced. They'll be a lot more specific, and you guys will see those in advance. But it's gonna be a lot less of me just kind of showing up and playing video games with you guys. And I can't lie to you, that does kind of suck. That's part of what I enjoyed when it came to streaming, but the reality is that's just not gonna work, and it hasn't worked for quite some time now. So I have to put aside what I specifically want to do, and kind of, it's not what I put aside what I want to do, it's put aside part of what I want to do and meld it with what I need to do, so I can still do some of the things I want to do. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really know how to end this video, and I feel like I've talked for quite a bit, and honestly, I'm kind of afraid to even post this, but I want to make sure that I have dialogues with you guys, and I'm upfront and I'm honest, and I just let you guys know what's going on. As far as anything else goes, just keep in mind that the monetization right now on the Corner channel is pretty much non-existent, as it is so small. We don't really have monetization on it just yet. So get in while the getting is good. The idea is that once the monetization can start on that channel, it will be there. However, it won't be like really annoying. They're gonna be longer form videos. The idea is that it's only gonna ever be like an intro ad, and that's it. Maybe an ad at the end, because I don't want to do mid-roll ads. Mid-roll ads are kind of annoying for that type of play style and that type of video style. So it just interrupts the flow way too heavily. So I think what we're gonna do, since those videos will be at maximum maybe an hour and some change in some situations, depending upon the game that we're playing, we won't really do anything like mid-rolls or anything along those lines. And if we do, I'll probably put them in there manually at very specific time frames or anything along those lines. And if I don't, feel free to reference back to this video and give me shit for it. That's totally fine. Please do. Hold me accountable. I'm not against that. That is 100% totally okay. Even as much as it's going to kick me to do this, probably, I don't even think I'm going to monetize this video. This is just a talking video. This is silly to monetize and things like that. So just know that we're still going to be doing things, still going to be working. It's just things have to be done differently. And I feel like I've done these talks and these conversations beforehand, but the reality of the situation is, man, I was so close to literally just deleting everything and not doing this anymore. And that would have crushed me as much as I love what I do. So I have to look at this from a completely different perspective if I want to continue to love what I do. That's it. I probably left some stuff out. I'm probably going to kick myself about this in editing. Who knows? But yeah, hopefully I see you guys when I see you guys. And those of you guys who opt to no longer support or opt to walk away because it's not what you're looking for, by all means, you're well within your rights to do that. I hope you guys find what it is you're looking for as you continue forward with your lives. Either way, as always the case, take care, my friends. Peace out. Oh, and think of this as like a slight plug for the Chronos Corner channel. When this goes live, the first video of the Reduxed Xenoblade Chronicles X series should also be going live over there. So I'll leave a link in the video description to that channel in case you're not following it or not subscribed over there. But it would be super cool if you did sub over there. It would be super helpful to me and I'd very much appreciate it. Maybe toss a like on that video too. That'd be cool. Either way. All right, I'm gone for real now.